gaming companies that used to be around. Do you guys remember Acclaim? Acclaim was an old company way back in the day. They made Decaron Two Moons. Those guys had a card that you could buy. And you would go and buy this card, scratch off the code, and then give it to the scammer in-game. Broken record. I've been saying it for many years. Anywhere you can find your man Victor Modus, Victor right here. I am the strongest critic of scalpers, thieves, anyone who goes after children, the old, the disabled, uninformed, anyone who scams. Like, thieves and scammers are, for me personally, among some of the top 5 worst people on the fucking planet. Now, imagine if I told you somebody came into your home, walked past your fence, probably looked and gazed into your window, went into your backyard, kidnapped your dog, held it for four days, and on top of that, they had it bound, used AI to exploit you and show the poor animal, look how cute that face is, right? That poor animal was kept for 4 days, exploited through a photo, asked AI to generate that poor creature in danger, send that photo to a young couple and ask them, by the way, we're a fake vet. Can you send us $3,000? Is that cool with you? Through Cash App or whatever it is. It was, I remember the story. It was, can you send us through gift cards? Gift cards are the #1 scams on the fucking planet. Gift cards in the gaming world. I'm going to predate myself with this video. Let me tell you guys a little story right before we get to the video at hand, because this is something I want to talk about for a very long time in terms of like something from the OG days. Now, I was born in the 90s. I grew up in the 2000s, mid 2000s. So my generation, we know the internet. We've been on the internet since before a lot of you had it. I'm not trying to pick a fight. Please don't come after me in the comment section. But back in the day, and if any of my fellow oldies who remember this story, you would log into a game, you would maybe a teenager, you didn't have a bank card because you weren't old enough to have a bank account, and mom and dad had a pretty good lock on their finances. But there was always a way to get scammed. You would meet somebody in game and they would tell you, hey, I have in-game currency. I'll give you 1 million gold coins for a $20 gift card from X retailer, right? So you would go to like your local Media Markt. For me, it's Germany, it's Media Markt, or for you in America, it's CVS, Rite Aid, whoever it may be. Get them a gift card for like old gaming companies that used to be around. Do you guys remember Acclaim? Acclaim was an old company way back in the day. They made Decaron Two Moons. Those guys had a card that you could buy. And you would go and buy this card, scratch off the code, and then give it to the scammer in-game. And this scammer would never deliver the gold. It's the oldest trick in the book. What makes this unique is the scammers of those days with the gift cards didn't physically ever come to your home and didn't physically harm you. This amoeba of a life form came into someone's house. He drove to someone's fucking house, broke into their property, and took their pet just so he can commit that same scam that was 20 years ago. It's the reason why it's important, and I'm amazed the internet hasn't made a big deal about it, or anywhere on just a few channels on YouTube made a big deal about it, and that was it. The thing is, if you're my gen, we know this is a baby step to the next stage. How long until it's a kid that's being? They're gonna make the argument, oh, I kidnapped a kid and I held it for a couple days. I took a few photos, but I didn't do anything. That was an AI. That wasn't me. The AI did that. I didn't technically harm the kid. I just kidnapped the kid. This is how it starts. It starts with stuff like this. You know, some lowlife gets the idea of taking an old scam and upping it. It's only been 15 years, by the way, 15 years. 15 years from that old in-game scam has now escalated to one, the gift card is still a thing in society. Plus, on top of that, it's gotten physical to a point where people are now committing crime physically to get a couple clams from someone. Anyways, let's move on to the video. Little lore for you guys back in the day. That was the old scam. That scam is now on stage 2. Now they're kidnapping physical things to commit that old ass scam that they had way back in the day for gaming. Anyways, moving on. Let me sorry, I got off into a path and I got deviated. I apologize. Here we go.
case of doggy blackmail. A family gets a call that their dog was hit by a car. They say they were even sent this photo of their dog undergoing emergency treatment at a vet, but it was all fake. The photo, AI. Les Trent tells us what's really going on.
It's a blackmail caper stranger than fiction. This couple says they returned home to find their beloved dog missing from their backyard.
I don't understand the audacity of breaking into someone's house. I will never understand this. This is forever lost on me. I don't get how you can go into someone's house and then have the I'm not even gonna say balls, because he doesn't have any. Anyone who scams, you're genderless. You don't get to be a guy or a girl. You're an amoeba. You're an amoeba on society. That's who you are. You're like this thing without a spine and without a gender. That's who you are in my eyes. Moving on. Anyways, what's dangerous about this is like he had their address, right? he had their address. He broke property, went onto it, stole a dog. He has a layout of their house, of their backyard, of their windows. Maybe I'm an old guy with an old paranoia, but if anyone had the cojones to break onto my property and then look around, that would not be the end of it. You returning my dog is not the end of that. I want to know everything he knows. I want to know what he saw and what's going to be done about it. But this, thank God, this poor dog is so sweet. Look how sweet he is. You know, what a sweet little guy.
Missing from their backyard.
We were so scared. We didn't know what had happened to him.
Then came a phone call. Their 11-year-old beagle mix named Archer had been found. They say they were sent this photo showing the poor pooch with a terrible wound. Allison Cousins say the caller identified himself as a vet and said Archer had been run down by a car.
This guy's a joke. And he identifies as a vet. He calls them and identifies as a vet. Like, just, your scammers really have, like, not a brain cell. Like, not one. Like, not a single brain cell's working with them. They're so desperate. Scammers and scalpers, like, the most fucking desperate people I've ever met. They're more desperate than, like, actually, I can't even compare it to anything. I can't think of anything more desperate than those guys, because anything else would just be an insult to whatever they could be compared to. Like, they're the most desperate people I've ever met.
Going to have a femur and a dislocated shoulder. And we were like, yes, whatever needs to be done.
Archer's panicked owners were told
Just like any good owners, or, you know, for most people, a pet is a family member. And this is a very good couple. Of course, they would pay anything and do anything to protect their dog and get him back and make sure he's safe and healthy. Of course, that goes without say. But at the end of this video, I want to talk to you about something about AI that's very important. I think no one's talking about. I think it's very, very key in a conversation about AI and big companies.
Would cost $2,746. They were willing to pay up, but then they realized some things just didn't add up. First, they received a text instructing them to pay with Walmart.
There it is, the classic scam from 20 years ago. Walmart, CVS, this is the gold mine for scammers since the 2000s. This has been ongoing for 20 years. My entire lifespan, this has been going on. For the existence of the gift card has been the #1 golden core of all scammers around the world. Doesn't matter what country you're from, what background, color, it doesn't matter. Scammers are scammers. And this has been the go-to card for all of them. You would think by now, most big companies like Walmart and CVS would understand that your product is now associated with scammers. Nobody wants to buy your gift cards if they assume it's only being used to do this. Anyone watching this right now, if someone asks you for a gift card, don't do it. It's a scam. No legit company works through gift card. Everybody works through their legal binding bank. Nobody works through a gift card. Gift cards are for friends and families. Maybe that one person you don't like, but you have to show good face out of obligation. That person. That's it. Nobody else needs a gift card anywhere. Point out something. The thing says 2022 up there, by the way. This is 2022. I don't know what Archer did. Maybe Archer's Einstein, from back in the future. Maybe Doc finally got to him and brought him back 4 years ago and sent an updated photo today. I recently watched Back to the Future. My wife made me watch it. Not made me, I'm fed. She takes care of me. I'm well fed. I'm not a prisoner. I'm pretty good. Pretty well taken care of. I love my life. She and I watched Back to the Future for the first time. I watched it for the first time. She's seen it already. And now I understand the DeLorean references and the time traveling references. And this made me think of it right away. It's like, great Scott! The dog's time traveling. He's found a DeLorean. Anyways, idiotic. This is so dumb and idiotic. I'm so happy AI is not perfect, and I'm hoping AI never improves, because I'm glad this is what caught them. Because a couple like that, anyone in general, I'm glad AI images have so many flaws in them that you can tell right away it's fake and it's AI generated. So you know right away that you're being messed with. Right.
This time with fancy bandages.
I'm like, this is exactly the same as the first picture, just the two doctors had moved.
And look at the date on the x-rays.
It says 12/21/2022.
Wow, almost 4 years ago.
Correct.
Turns out the photos were entirely AI generated. The AI scam failed.
And that concludes the story. Well, sort of. Anyways, I am so thankful AI is nowhere perfect. And I hope AI never improves so we can finally bury this scam in the 2030s. I'm hoping this thing gets buried and done with. Any big company, if you ever see this, if you work for a big company like CVS, Walmart, if my little channel comes through your feed here and you watch this video this long, please convince your upper echelons of corporate management, discontinue the gift card. Throw it away. It does nothing but harm your reputation. It does nothing but harm everybody else. And really, to be honest, it's outdated and not needed. Think of it as a green initiative. It's one less thing we have to print, turn on a machine, burn energy, toss up in the air. It's one less thing that society does not need anymore. Everything should just be digital across the board when it comes to finances, because it can be tracked very thoroughly through a bank and can be undone. And anyone stupid enough to do something like this and low life, we've got a way to track who they were and where the money went, instead of gift carding. Gift carding is like the anonymous thievery thing that we still keep for some reason. There is a good note to this though.
But the heartbroken owners were still missing their dog, Archer. Then, 4 days later, Archer suddenly showed up at their front door in Deltona, Florida. Here he is. Hey, Archer.
Here's our Archer.
Without being able to make a buck, the dog napper apparently decided to return Archer.
Archer.
So I'm happy to say that Archer did find his way home. I'm very happy that couple got their dog back. I'm happy they weren't scammed. I'm happy everything went really, really well. I'm not happy the scammer got away. I'm not happy about it. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you ever see my name anywhere in comment sections on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever it is, I'm a very strong supporter of going after scammers to the full extent of the law. As far as I'm concerned, anyone who owns a pet, you guys agree with me, that's a family member. He should be tried and charged as if he had kidnapped a kid. If he had kidnapped a kid from behind their family property, held them for 4 days, bound their hands and feet to a point where they couldn't move properly, plus took photos of them and asked AI to do criminal things with those photos, he should be charged, first case, as full criminal intent to harm a child, because that's full criminal intent to harm a family member. Anyone would try that in the EU. In the EU, it's a law. A dog is a member of the family. You go after the dog or the cat, whatever it may be, you go after the family. The sheriff's office in America should be very heavily invested in making an example out of him. He should be an example to be sent to jail for X amount of years and some service and away from the computer, because he should be used as a tool to show people that anyone who thinks about upgrading this scam and taking it further There will be dire consequences in play for you if you decide to do this. As for AI companies, they should be very much in charge of saying every image taken needs to be verified, and if it's being used for exploitative purposes, they should keep a log of whoever asks an AI to alter a photo. Show us the account. Show us the scammer's account, his profile picture, his info, where he's from, where he's located, what state. Show us all his info. Give all that stuff to the sheriff, because this helps prove the case that AI can be used to catch criminals. This is a win for you. This is a free layup. If you guys can help take this dude down, we've made a progressive stance towards AI being in a good place. The story I want to share with you about AI at the end of this video, here we are. Let me just switch over to I have a thing for this now. Hey, what up? I saw a video not too long ago, about 3-4 months ago. There was a viral clip on TikTok, Instagram, and over at here on YouTube. Actually, is where I saw it first time. It's at YouTube, and an AI medical tool, like an AI that's used by a hospital, they found breast cancer in a woman 5 years before it became breast cancer. The human eye could not detect it, but the AI could. It found it, they brought her back in, they opened her up, and they took the node out. They caught cancer before it became cancer. That's an amazing piece of positivity from AI to help better everyone else in society. On the flip side, you've got people using AI, this spineless jellyfish kidnapping a dog and escalating an old scam that should be buried years ago. It's just crazy to me. It's a 50-50 argument. But I'm in the camp of like, AI should be used to help catch criminals like this and be used to better medicine. That's about it. AI doesn't need to do anything further beyond this. And this guy should be tried to full stand the law. That's my stance. Hit him with the hammer, be done with it, make an example, post it up on YouTube and everywhere else, let it go viral. But it's important that we all talk about this, because this is a prelude to something much bigger. This is an old scam that's on stage 2. Stage 3 is a kid. It's going to kidnap a kid, and that's going to be where we all act too late. I'm very happy our buddy here, Archer, got home. I just want to share this with you guys. See you in the next one.